time sitting down with Vigilante. Go ahead, introduce yourself to the people.
What's going on, everybody? Vigilante Vision, Lights Out Records. Hopefully soon Universal Distribution, and maybe I'm in talks right now with Trendsetter, so we'll see.
Okay, so I'm here for the story,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to go way back to the childhood because I know that's where most of the stories be at.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go to 5 years old.
Okay.
Because, that's when a lot of us experience a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
When we young at that age. 5 years old, you grew up in a household with both parents?
At the age of 5, I think it was just my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, it was actually just my mom until I was probably 12. And she raised me and I had three sisters. I had 4, but I only knew that I had 3.
Okay. Now, where was Dad at?
Like, what city was he living in?
He was not in the same city with you?
Oh,
Your dad?
Dad, he was in Flint the entire time. And we was bouncing back and forth from Michigan to Ohio. And he just exit that entire part of his life, me, out completely from the time that I was a baby all the way up until.
So with your siblings, y'all had the same father?
No, all different.
All different. No, were any of them in the picture? Was your mom doing it all on her own, or did she have help?
Yeah.
Okay, so was she working them long nights, like babysitting?
I barely saw my mom. I was raised by my older sister.
Okay. And how much older than you was she?
3 years.
3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now tell me about that experience coming up, being raised by her. Really.
Being raised by my older sister, it gave me a different respect for her. Like, I feel like I got 2 moms, and the crazy part is, like, you know how you got like old pictures of your family? I don't have no childhood pictures of my sister as a kid. Like, I seen her as an adult the entire time. When she was 7, she might as well have been 17. Like, she had that much responsibility because she was the oldest, and it was 3 other of us that she had to take care of. And it was just my mom and all different dads.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Now, how was that experience? Like, was the dads coming around? Like, was any other dads in the picture?
My dad came around the least. That's none.
Okay.
How do I put this professionally? My mom, like, hood.
Say it how you want to say it.
She, like, really hood dudes. So all of our dads were in the streets.
Okay.
So you know how, like, when you in the streets, you like to keep a low profile.
Mm-hmm.
So all of them kept a low profile with us and in the streets as well. So we rarely, like,
Okay, but now knowing that your mother dated street dudes, did that ever have y'all revert to the street?
No. I didn't find that out until later on in life.
Okay.
Like, the city that we lived in, I grew up in Ben Harbor. My 2 older sisters, both their fathers was both, like, number 1 and number 2. That'd be like, imagine Ghost from Power and Lucius Lyon from Empire. Like, that's one dad and that's the other dad.
Okay.
Like, that's how heavy it was.
Okay.
So, and they just had the name, like, buzzing around the city where it's just like, we know you, we know what you do, we gonna leave you alone.
But knowing that y'all had fathers like that, did y'all have to go through anything with people?
No. It was such a low profile, and they came around so rarely that people didn't really know that they was even associated. Like, you have to be in the family to know, like, oh, that's her dad.
Okay.
Like, it was like that.
Now, with your mother being a single mother, taking care of these children, your sister helping out, how was life growing up?
Surprisingly, it was good.
Okay.
It was good. With me, I've never been, even from a young age, I've never been one of them people where I, like, held a grudge, didn't forgive somebody. Because my grandfather, he was heavy in my life. So that was like another dad right there. My sister raised me, and then she's a stud, so that's like having a brother right there, so to speak. And, she was like my second mom, and then my mom was very instrumental. So it was like, I didn't feel a void.
Okay.
The only time that I was reminded that I even had a dad, biological, was when I wrote my name on paper because I'm a junior. And, you have to put that junior prefix at the end for legal purposes.
But did you have questions? Like,
no,
as a child, you didn't?
I didn't really care because none of our dads was there. So it was like normal. If everybody else's dad was there, I might have been like, why mine ain't here? Mm-hmm. But because none of them was around, it was like, if one of them did come around, that would be weird.
Okay.
It's opposite, right?
Yeah. So growing up in school, how was it? Like, were you that smart, nerdy kid? Were you, the class clown? What was you in school?
I was like in the middle. I was the mediator. I'll put it that way. I was the mediator. I was the person where all through elementary, all the way through high school, I was popular because I rejected sitting at the cool table. Like, they would offer for me to come over there, and I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm gonna go kick it over here."
What made you do that though?
Because I'm not a superficial person, and being at the popular table, that's a job, and you consistently have to be like on guard and worried about this and superficial stuff. You know, if I want to wear the same shoes twice in 1 week, I'm gonna do that. And I don't need nobody to tell me like, "Nah, that ain't cool. And you can't sit over here because of that." All right, well, I'm sitting over here anyway, so it don't matter.
Okay. What about sports?
Sports, I was a star athlete. Third base, Golden Glove. I always bat third every time. Captain of the All-Star team. We went to regionals about 3 or 4 times. My name was heavy. It was heavy out there, and it carried weight every time that I went to a different school.
Now, how was you able to do all of this with a single mother, with taking care of all these children? Like, how was you able to, get to go and be a part of all these events? I know they cost money.
Yeah. My mom, man, she was a superhero back then. I have no idea how she did it to this very day. It's so emotional for me, like, with me and her, that I can't even bring myself to ask her, like, how she did it, if that makes sense. Because I don't know, she just had her cape on, like, heavy. And I know that it was like, heavy for her, too. I never blamed her or pointed the finger at her for us having so many dads and none of them being there. I was just like, man, she just said she not going to deal with it and she going to do the best that she can for her kids.
So now, did you get in any trouble, like major trouble as a child?
No. Stayed out the streets, stayed away from everything. Because I got baptized when I was 8.
Okay.
And most of my uncles and granddad and all that stuff, they was pastors and ministers. So I grew up in a church, Baptist. And when I did that, it just, hence this right here, my Jesus piece. It's like, it's heavy with me. I got a big old cross right here with wings on my chest to say God, music, success. Okay. So it was embedded in me young. The fear of God and the love, both of them. So I didn't get into any trouble. As a matter of fact, I used to carry a Bible to school with me when I was in elementary school.
Okay. And ain't nothing wrong with that. That you was grounded.
Yeah.
You was grounded. So now you growing up, you leaving high school, still clean slate when you left high school. What was your next step after that?
Went straight to engineering college, music engineering college. I necessarily didn't want to go to a traditional school because I'm smart and I was good in school, but I didn't like it. I don't like.
Why you didn't like it?
I don't like structured education and formats and the classroom setting. That's not really for me.
Okay.
With me, I just like to learn about what I want to learn about. I'm not motivated to do anything. Like, if a girl come around me and I don't find her attractive, I might not be as much of a gentleman to her as I would to a girl who was attractive. That's how I am. So I applied that to my schoolwork too.
Okay.
So if I like math and I don't like science, when science come around, I might sleep. I might do any of that. I'm going to pass. I'm going to get a C. But I'm not going to care.
So is that what made you go to engineering school? Because you felt like you can move around and do things a little bit more like how you like it, not as structured?
Yeah. And then how short it was, too. I was only there for a year. And it was like that year changed my whole life after that. My whole life.
Now speak about that.
How my life changed?
How your life changed because of that?
I learned how to be, that was like my first steps to learning how to be an adult. Because when you are in high school, everybody's still watching you. But when you are in college, nobody cares that you're there. The teachers don't care. The other students don't care. You have to be focused for yourself in order for it to work. So that's what made me like get grounded. I finally got grounded with my education once my last step of education came around, which was college.
Okay.
So,
was you at home still when you was going to college?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you say you were there for a year.
For a year.
Did you go back to college to get any other type of degrees?
No, I wanted to bump my, I got a college diploma, that's what they call it. And it's the same thing as a degree.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to get my associates, but they said I would have to go back and do another year of basic, and I didn't want to do that. Plus, I had a lot of stuff popping, like I got a cancer awareness deal with the Children's Cancer Association. I had a lot of eyes on me. Both my parents work at the hospital. One works at Northside Breast Care Center, the other works at Absolute Care. And so they have connections in the cancer industry. And then I got offered the opportunity to make a cancer song. And then when I put it out, they liked it and they put it on their website. And then we got some paperwork done. And that's how it happened.
Okay, so from there, what was the next step for you?
With them or just in general?
in general.
In general,
Like, did they help you get to that next step? Like,
not really. That was another learning experience.
So what happened now? Yeah, what happened with them then?
It was just a miscommunication. I felt like they were gonna push the record for it to be, on different things, but I didn't know I was gonna have to continue to do the promo tour myself. Like I thought it was gonna be like a partnership, but it was more like, okay, we got the paperwork on you, now continue doing what you was doing.
Oh, okay.
It was like that. And with me, I like partnerships. I like 50-50 splits. And they really weren't on the 50-50 split type of thing. So we just gracefully just parted. It wasn't any hard feelings. We just was like, okay, after the duration of this is cut off, then we're going to go our separate ways.
Okay.
Thank you for having that.
Okay. And did that open any other doors for you, just being a part of that?
Being able to say that I was a part of it did, but it itself didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what was that next door for you?
The next door for me was completing my lyrical. Well, actually, yeah, I pretty much did 90% of my lyrical vigilante mixtape. It still ain't came out yet. I graduated college 4 years ago. So
now, is it still gonna be good?
of course, that's the reason why I can't put it out right now, because I just feel like it's so good that I want more ears. I got 35,000 on Instagram, but I still want more. I'm probably not gonna drop it until I get about 50, 60, 70.
But what really made you get into this lifestyle? Like, what really made you want to be like, okay, I want to do this music?
When we moved down here, I got cut from the basketball team. Remember, I was a star athlete back then.
Mm-hmm.
I came down here, nobody knew me. And I got cut from the basketball team. So then when I wanted to try out for baseball, star athlete there too, then they was like, you might as well not even try out. They got favorites here, they got favorites in basketball, they got favorites in baseball, they got favorites in wrestling, just skip it. So, and I'm coming all the way from Michigan all the way to Georgia. So when that happened, I was just like, you know what, I gotta do something else. So I was already making beats on this little MIDI board piano that my stepdad gave me. And my cousin, who was already living down here, he started doing music, and my mom bought my stepdad a home studio. So I was like there. And when I was there, then I was like automatically in the group because I was already making beats.
So you didn't even really want to do music at first?
Not really. It wasn't like something where I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do music.
So how old were you when you first got into it?
I was 15.
15.
Summer 2010.
Okay.
Going into my 10th grade year.
And you're here now?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
That's the first year that I moved down here. That summer of 2010.
How long was you here before you got into it?
Probably a month.
A month.
Because when my cousin was already here, and he wanted my stepdad to manage him. Because they just had that type of relationship. Where he was like, as soon as you get here, bro, I want us to be on it. So they got on it.
Okay, so how long did it take you to get into it and to be like, okay, I learned it. I know how to do it. I can get to the rhythm.
Oh, like when I got good.
Yeah, when you got good. How long it took?
I was raw for a long time. Because I didn't have, it was no artist development or none of that. It was just like, once I learned how to use the microphone, so to speak, it's before engineering school, so I'm going to say learn with quotation marks. Once I learned how to use it, then I became good enough for me to record myself to where the song sounds terrible, but I can do a full track.
Okay, okay.
So the bars was crazy.
So you was writing yourself?
Yeah, writing myself. The bars was crazy. And that's when they started to notice. So I was like the Lil Wayne of the group, because it was a group back then with like 4 or 5 of us. And it was like a hot boy situation where...
But what y'all was rapping about?
Just random stuff, honestly. Just random stuff.
Y'all was rapping about stuff that y'all shouldn't have been rapping about?
No. We kept it, our actual life.
Okay.
But yeah, it was just random stuff.
But what was your life at the time? Living here now.
Mm-hmm.
So is you, your mom, all your siblings, y'all all here?
Yep.
No dads, nowhere here because they back.
Once I turned 12, my mom. Once I turned 11, my mom married, and then she got a divorce, and then she remarried when I turned 12.
Okay.
So my stepdad came into my life when I was 12.
Okay.
So that's the one that she bought the studio for. So that's how the whole music thing started.
Okay. So it started with your stepdad.
Yep.
And he brought y'all in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now how was that having the new man in the household? Let's go back to that.
Oh.
Like when she married and you got close with that guy, how long were they married and you experiencing her going through that divorce, how did that affect you?
Her first one, I never did like the dude. I never liked him. Like I said, she's attracted to hood dudes, so we can already. This was another one.
Okay.
And when he was probably third. Like sister's dad, other sister's dad, him.
Okay.
Like, she was really going down the line. Like, his name was heavy too, buzzing. But I'm so young, I never understood why. Why did everybody know him? Like, stuff like that. But now I understand, like,
what was really going on?
What was really happening behind the scenes. Like, now I know. So, and then, you know, I would wonder why he didn't go to work and why he didn't. But I knew, now I know how he got started. So.
Okay. So, due to the divorce, you was happy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I never liked him. He had a bad temper. He was just he was a good dude. He had a good heart, but he just couldn't get it together. He was kind of like Tommy on Power.
Okay.
He's kind of like him. Like, he got a good heart.
You want to do good, but it's just so hard.
Yeah, it's not really in the cards for him. Like, he one of the people who are going to church with him, it just feel weird. Like, one of those people.
Okay. So now, new dude come around. Mm-hmm. How you feeling about him? How was you vibing with that?
Cool dude.
Okay.
He was very comedic. He treated my mom very well. He had a temper also, but it wasn't as bad. And he was more apologetic. He was just a really cool dude, and we just clicked instantly. Okay. And when he came around, they got married kind of quick. Like, my mom had just had a divorce, and then she got married the following year. Like,
but so how did you feel about that? Was you like, you doing too much?
Because I liked the dude. I didn't, and then I was like 12 at the time, so my say-so wasn't like,
it wouldn't, yeah.
It didn't really matter. You know, I was at the wedding, I was in the wedding. Things was going good around that time of the wedding, so that's when I had the least amount of doubts about it.
Okay.
But, like, before, it would be like patches where I'm like, y'all getting married like real fast. Like, you met him, and then we met him, and then y'all about to get married. Like, it was like that fast. So then it was like, all right, this is either gonna crash and burn or it's gonna work from a miracle.
Now, so were you and your mom close? Like, did him coming in change the relationship, the bond that y'all had?
Me and my mom, we ain't never really been close, and we ain't never really had like a bond. But I always had respect for her, to the point where I would never disrespect her. We ain't never had an instance where I yelled at her, raised my hand at her, talked back to her. None of that. That's never happened. But we're not the type where I like go in her room and then we'll watch movies all night. Like, I'm not a mama's boy, so to speak.
Y'all ain't do the popcorn night?
We didn't do that. No, that wasn't us. But I always had respect for her to where I would always take out the trash without being asked. Stuff like that. And then I was the only boy up until I was 12 because my stepdad came with a son. My first stepdad came with a son, and my second stepdad came with a son and a daughter.
Now, how did you feel about the extra kid coming in?
No, I didn't really care.
It didn't bother you?
He already had, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
4 or 5 of us anyway, so it was like...
Whatever, okay.
Because I was happy to have a brother finally. I had all sisters.
Okay. But now, so you said you didn't do the popcorn nights and stuff with your mama. Y'all didn't have that bond, but did you have that bond with your sister?
My oldest sister, the one that raised us, we the most similar. She actually taught me how to play basketball.
So y'all had a deeper bond.
We were closer.
Okay.
It wasn't, I don't want to make it seem like it was super close, but it was closer than me and my mom relationship.
Well, it wasn't going to be super close because she was like, mama, she was trying to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that caused problems.
Yeah. Conflicts of interest.
Okay, so mom remarried, y'all decided to move here.
Yep.
And how did you feel about that, leaving school and having to move to a new location?
I was cool with it. We lived in a place, I went from a 500 student school to a 2,000 student school. I wanted something different. I was tired of going to that school. I don't like being in a rut. I like continually doing different stuff.
So you one of them adventurous type people?
Yeah.
Okay.
I embraced it. As soon as they said, because I just came home one day and it was like, you're moving to Georgia. And I was like, cool.
Now, how was it vibing and getting into the groove of the new school, learning the routine here and dealing with the people here? How was that for you? Was it easy? Was it easy? Did you just fit in, or did you have to deal with some things before, people realized who you was and was like, okay, we can deal with him?
Okay. My camera just shut off. So before I answer this, I'm going to turn it back on. Okay.
Okay, so you here, you in Atlanta. Let me get an appetizer. The tufa, I want the spinach dip and the quesadilla without the pico in it. Okay. So now you're here, you're in the school. What you dealing with the people? like how people treating you here now? So this a different atmosphere for you.
It was really just the lingo.
Okay.
The lingo of everything, like the way people talk, how country it was. Because I'm speaking like this, and they coming with the goddamn and all that stuff. And I'm trying to get the, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the groove of it. And I'm trying to not offend them by letting them know that I don't understand, but I'm trying to understand.
Okay.
Like that's the vibe that I was getting. The people embrace me, because I don't come with any negative energy. So, and then like the difference between being here and being there is down here. It's real, like it's more unified. So I was welcomed in with open arms, and then I started doing music at that time. So the biggest adjustment for me was figuring out how to get people to listen to my music without being annoying. Because I started doing music at a time when it started to get oversaturated, to the point where people used to sell mixtapes out their trunk, and you would go outside to go buy it. To where now we at the point where people are throwing away free mixtapes.
Yeah,
that's a big adjustment to how to promote. And then I would say YouTube got popular around 2009.
So back then, though, you was pushing CDs on the street.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We was like stopping in front of random Walmarts and then trying to sell them. That was real trial and error for us. Mm-hmm. Me, I never been a bothersome person. I don't want to bother nobody. I never begged anybody for anything either.
So you ain't really like walking up to people?
That wasn't my thing.
Okay.
At all. But that was my stepdad thing.
Okay.
So, do y'all know Honorable Cino, the producer? Like, if y'all hear the tag, let me see, what beat did he do? He did Gucci Man, First Day Out. He did that beat. Leanin' by Stewie Rock. He did that beat. Good Night by 2 Chainz. He did that beat. I Don't Know by Meek Mill. He did that. It's a lot of, like, you know.
And is that just that dad?
That's my stepdad's best friend.
Okay.
That's his best friend. So, with Cino, my stepdad was in a group with them back in the day called Self-Made Records.
Uh-huh.
And they used to move units, used to be in the Source magazine, all of that stuff. But the group kind of separated. So he tried to take his old tactics with that group into the new way that we was doing stuff into the new group. That's why my cousin wanted him to manage him so bad, because he knew the success that we had back home while he was down here.
Okay.
That's how I did it.
Okay. Okay. So now y'all pushing the music.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you feel, like, as you pushing it? Like, how did you feel people was vibing to it? Did you ever get to that point where, you know what, this may not be for me?
Nah. I felt like Lil Wayne had just dropped No Ceilings. So the first 3 beats that I did was Wasted, Ice Cream Paint Job, and Wash My Shoes.
Okay.
Because he did those 3. And my bars, I wanted to compare directly to his. I didn't care what nobody else in the industry was doing. It was just me and Lil Wayne. That's all it was. So, my bars was so crazy that's what got the people's attention. Like, I was, not to sound conceited, but I was like the energy that sucked everybody else in, the audience in, and then they found out about everybody else. Like, I was like the 50 Cent to G Unit.
Okay.
And the face of it. I was the face. That's what I was.
Okay.
But the funny part about that is I wasn't in the forefront though. So it's kind of like.
But how did you feel about being the face and not being in the forefront?
I was only 15. It didn't really matter to me.
Okay.
And then this was brand new to me. And I didn't really come into it with an ego, because I was still trying to figure out whether I was good or not. So.
Now, how long did the group last?
It lasted for about 2010. Let's see. To about 2012, 2013. Like right before I went to college.
Okay.
A lot of them was moving back to Michigan.
So what happened? Why the group broke up?
Creative differences and
what that means, because I know that means something a little deeper.
Yeah, I would say it just frustration through not knowing what to do next. Like, this industry is about connections, opportunities, positions, funding. It's about, and that's the stuff that we didn't understand.
Okay.
So when you have a bunch of people that don't know what they're doing, it's the blind leading the blind.
Okay.
Now imagine four or five blind people leading 4 or 5 blind people. Like, that's just chaos. And then I'm still in grade school. I'm still in high school. So they trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm the face of it, but I can spend the least amount of time out of everybody on it because I'm in school.
Okay. So they were all older.
Yeah, everybody's older than me.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So how did you get into it, the group with them all being older?
Automatically just got thrown in, to be honest. Yeah, I never
Was it stepdad threw you in?
stepdad, cousin. When my cousin seen me making the beats, he was like, "You gonna be my producer?" Like it was like that. And I'm not thinking that it's serious. Like none of us ain't never been famous before, and it's like that. So I've been making these beats on this piano for fun for the longest. Why not just continue?
Okay.
It ain't going nowhere.
So you enjoyed it, though?
Yeah, I love it. I still love it.
Okay. Okay. So you do beats.
Yep.
Music. Okay. What else are you doing?
Right. Currently.
Currently.
I'm doing my last single. That's How We Do It. Got picked up by 2 TV shows. And then when it did, the TV shows offered me a role in both shows. And I accepted it in one show, and I decided to keep doing music executively for the other show. Okay. And then that's how I started acting.
Okay. Okay. So how do you feel about acting? How long have you been acting?
Since 2015.
Okay. So you've been going 3 years now?
Yep.
And how do you feel about it? Do you like act? Here's the thing is, most people who doing music and doing acting, it's like, you gotta like one more. You gotta like one more. Which one do you like more?
I like them both for different reasons. I like the money that's in acting.
Okay. Because I know that's where the check at.
Yeah, the check is definitely in acting. And I like the outlets and the opportunities through music.
Okay.
Because in acting, there's no levels. Like, you haven't made it until you make it big. But in music, you can be an underground celebrity. You can be... Like, I knew about the Migos before they... You know what I'm saying? Like, Trans Lee just got signed to Hustle Game. I knew about him years ago. Like, stuff like that. Like, they don't have that in acting. You don't... Until you get your big role, they're not going to know who you are.
So, for you, like, what was that first thing that had you like, you know what? I want to do acting.
When I got paid for it.
It was about the bag.
And then it was also, I don't really get starstruck, but when I was on the set of Barbershop 3, and I seen JB Smooth, Nicki Minaj, Ice Cube, who had his birthday while we was on set. Who else was there? Deion Cole, Cedric the Entertainer, Common, in the same room with me. And I haven't really done, this is like when I first started, I haven't done nothing in acting. I barely done anything in music. I don't deserve really to be in the same room with them, but I'm here. So that's one of the things that I was like, man, this is a whole another ball game I'm playing with. Like,
you said, I want more of this.
I want more of this.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. So what was the first thing you got into, acting-wise?
Acting-wise, the first movies that I did was Alvin and the Chipmunks 4, and Barbershop 3, and the originals, the Quad, the Tupac movie.
Now you done been in some hits now.
Yeah, I done been in some big ones.
Now, did you have talking parts in these?
In those, no. I didn't have it in those. I didn't get a role until I did Star with Lee Daniels. Okay. And then I got casted as myself. So me and the 2 of my other friends that I did a song with, we got casted to be on the show and compete with the girls in the Atlanta Next Fest with Ricky Smiley and Monica. Okay. So that was wild. Okay. And that was the first time that I got like a check that I'm just like,
that's when you said,
I can buy a car from this, like, you know, like a check. Yeah.
So let's go back to like the extra stuff you were doing. Like, how did that feel? Like, even being it, because a lot of people go out to these gigs and try to get cast for these movies and stuff. It's still major being an extra in the movie. Yeah. So how did you feel doing those scenes?
It was so new to me that I don't feel like I appreciated it the way that I probably should have. And I don't feel like that, because I still get excited when I get casted for background, even though like I'm moving on to bigger stuff. I still get excited even when they ask me like, do you want to do this for this amount? I'm like, just for the passion, just for the love of it, I still do it. Back then, it was just, man, it was surreal. It's like it's like a moment that happened so fast that you can't believe that moment happened. Like, I still can't believe I was in Barbershop 3. I still can't believe I was on Stars. Like, you know, when me and my mom watch TV together, and I'm like, oh yeah, there I go. Yeah, that's me right there. And it's like, been watching this TV my whole life. Now I'm on it. Yeah, now I'm on it.
And especially knowing all the stuff that you went through. Even though you, like, let's be real, you really didn't have to struggle as much as a child. Like, you grew up with a single parent in the household, but she held things down so much that you really didn't have to see that struggle.
Big facts.
So now how old when you started acting?
You see, I'm 23 now, so I'm about 19, 20.
19, 20. Okay, so you've been doing it for 3 years now.
Yep.
And so with acting and trying to do your music, trying to do everything, how do you juggle everything?
It's a struggle. It's a definite struggle. I'm not popping crazy right now to the point where I need an assistant or a manager, but I'm like a couple months away from it though, to where I'm gonna need it soon. So I'm like in that spot where it's like, okay, this is a little overwhelming, but I can handle it. But when it gets like, when I got about 2 or 3 phone calls away from it being like, yeah, I need somebody else to come in and handle this for me, so I can handle this.
Okay.
So yeah, it's definitely a juggling act, but I've been able to make it work. A few times, you know, like when I was filming with Pitch Perfect 3, I got casted for 3 days to film a DJ Khaled's party. And on the 3rd day, I got a call from Greenleaf. And
so you said on the 3rd day, you got a call from Greenleaf. What happened with that?
And I had to make a decision because I hadn't filmed with Greenleaf yet. Greenleaf is Oprah's show. So when you get a call from Oprah, not personally Oprah, but when you get a call from Oprah's people saying, hey, we want you here, and then I already been at that other place for 2 days, now you got to be like, damn, either I'm going to come back, I'm going to come back this 3rd day and do it, or I'm going to go to Greenleaf and do something I haven't done. I want this credit, but I'm on this film right here, and it's something called continuity, where you have to, you know, have the same scene shot the same way. So it was like, I had to make that choice, and I went ahead and did Greenleaf. And when I say that I got cursed out by that casting director, not her assistant, the person whose name it was on the company, like, and that's a bad space to be in, to where the head person.
Yeah.
That'd be like going to Apple and like Steve Jobs or the owner of.
Yeah, you don't want that bad blood out there about you.
And eventually, I was able to rekindle that relationship. But it's moments like that that make it hard.
Yeah.
Like the juggling act. And that was a big decision. That was like one of the first times I had to make that decision. But it's a good problem. I'll say it's a good problem.
So you're still working with your stepdad?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all still working together. You doing your acting, you doing your music. How much time do you have to really spend on your music when you are getting booked for gigs, the acting and stuff like that? Are you really giving your music that shot that you gotta give it?
It's a good question. The fortunate thing about me is, and why it fits so well, is because I'm not one of those artists that go in the studio every day of the week. I got a home studio, and then when I was in college, we had more studios there. So I always had studios readily available to me. So I never was like, I need to go, I need to be here. And I make...
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to get my food. So
I make music very patiently. So I might write a verse on Monday, come back the following... Oh, thank you. Come back the following Wednesday, write another verse, and then come back the next week and then write the hook. Like, I write very patiently. When I know other artists go in there on Monday at 12, and by 3 o'clock they need to have the whole song done. Otherwise, they're not leaving. So, like, and then in doing acting and doing that, I'm able to pitch my music to television in order, like, easier. Okay. So, for me, it just fit perfectly because once I started to gain success in music, that's like, if you notice, like, the more successful somebody gets in music, is the more they fall back from it. Because now what you chased, you don't have to chase it no more. Mm-hmm. So I feel like now I'm at that to where I'm off the ground now, so I don't have to do a ground level grind. Now I can do a more smarter strategic grind, to where I work smarter, not harder.
Now, are you working with any, like, big names? Are you working with anybody that the world would be like, oh my gosh, he working with him?
I got like 3 songs with Honorable C. So I would say people that's in the music circuit that know him, then they would be like, yeah, that's a huge one. Okay. But I don't ever really talk about that because that's a family friend. So I don't count family friend connections as like connections that I earned.
Family.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't never give myself credit for stuff I didn't do. So,
well, you know, a lot of people, they be like, you know, you got to say a name, who you working with, you know, that help you get bigger if you talk about the other people you working with that's already in the game.
Yeah, I guess that's more so for people who want that themselves.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And with me, I'm so patient with it, and I'm going off on my own strength. Like, C-Note has his own label, Honorable Court. I could have been over there. but I'm not the type of person to be like, I deserve to be over there because you know my stepdad. Like, that has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm putting in my own work. It went from a point to where C-Note wouldn't even give me a beat to where now I can call him whenever I want to. And that's all for my own vibe. So I always wanted him to respect it, and for me never to be in a space to where it's like I'm doing this on the strength of your step. It has nothing to do with my music career.
Okay, so you want to feel like you're doing it on your own.
Yeah. That I earned.
And everything that comes to you is because you worked hard.
That I worked hard for it. Yeah.
So you really not looking for handouts in the game?
No, I don't want none. I'd rather you stay away from me than give me a handout.
I like that though, because everybody don't say that.
Yeah.
A lot of people is like, you know, hey, if you want to give it to me, I'm here for it. But people don't realize when you start getting them handouts, you're going to have to start doing some stuff that you may not want to do for that stuff.
Everything comes with a cost. Nothing in life is free. Nothing is free.
So how do you feel about the rap game? Like, things change. Like,
a whole lot. They changed a whole lot.
So how do you feel about it? You in it now. Like, so how do you feel about the music that's out there, the people that's in the game, the people who get talked about the most, like they just popping? Like, how do you feel about it?
You know what's funny? I remember when I was my senior year in high school. I remember this dude showed me a mixtape called "I Would Never Stop Going In," and it was Rich Homie Quan. This is before he got famous. I heard it. I'm a lyricist, by the way. So before I give my opinion, I'm gonna let y'all know that I'm a lyricist. So I'm listening to Rich Homie Quan, and I'm like, yeah, this is garbage. So,
So you listening to Rich Homie Quan, and you're like, it's garbage.
This is trash. The mix is terrible. The bars are horrible. This is wild. I can't even believe he's doing music. So 3-4 months later, I hear I'm a smooth operator on the radio. So I'm thinking to myself, ain't no goddamn way in hell a nigga named Rich Homie Quan is on the radio and I'm listening to this shit. There's no way in hell. I'm used to it being Wayne, Jay-Z, Drake, you know what I'm saying? And then I come down here and I got to deal with Rich Homie Quan. And I don't want to just single him out. There's just a story. There's
a lot of
one
people,
person.
yeah.
And then the same thing with Thug. I remember the first time I heard him, this is before I started smoking. My cousin and my sister and my uncle, we all the same, around the same age, was in the car and they was smoking. And then they was like, we need some smoking music. So that's the first time I heard, I'm a stoner, I'm stoner, I'm stoner. I feel like stable. I feel like, so I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man?
So when you heard all this stuff, you said, now I know I got to blow.
This is straight bullshit. But I never make another artist's recollection in comparison to mine. Because I don't even feel like that they should be mentioned in the same vicinity that I'm mentioning.
Okay.
It'd be almost like saying Lil B and Jay-Z in the same sentence. You know, that's why I don't feel like necessarily that I'm in the music industry. I feel like I do music and they're over there doing what they do.
Okay. You don't put yourself in the same category. So no. You got your own lane.
Yep, my own lane.
Okay, and that's good to create your own lane, and then you ain't got no competition.
Yep. You know who Hobson is?
See, here's the thing about me. Mm-hmm. I'm into old school. Okay. So I don't know a lot of people in the game nowadays. It's like I'm way back in the times. I got an old soul. I'm only 30, but my soul is about 60 right now.
Right.
So, and then for me, I don't really go on names. I go on talent.
Right.
Because that's the problem with a lot of people. They look at names instead of the talent. So it's like, when it comes to the rap game, I'm not impressed right now.
Yep.
So it's like I don't even keep up with the new school.
That was one of the hardest things I had to learn about the industry, is that it's based on names, connections, fan base, and not talent. That's what it's based on.
Exactly. So how do you feel about that, knowing that you're coming in with talent and it's not based on your talent? No matter how talented you is, you may not be seen if you ain't got no name.
I'm a person that I always think with logic over impulse. So 1 + 2 = 3. If somebody tell me 1 + 2 = 8, I'm gonna have a problem with that. And that's what I feel about when people go off of buzz and stuff like that. But you're telling me that 1 + 2 = 8. That's what you're telling me. So if you put somebody, like, if I see somebody tweet and they say, "Lil Baby is hard," I'm gonna feel like that tweet is 1 + 3 = 8. That's what I'm gonna feel. That's how I'm gonna feel about that. Now, I'm not gonna get in my feelings because they're gonna feel like I'm hating because I do music too. So I'd rather just sit back and know that this is the type of influence that's going on right now, but it has nothing to do with me and my fan base. I was still able to gain a fan base.
So here's my question, because I know for me, a lot of people be like, for instance, you trying to get in this game, and you be talking shit about the people who big names, like you gonna stop yourself from getting in the game. Do you be quiet when you be feeling them type of ways? Because I'm one of the people who posted instantly, like, so-and-so way, shit. Like,
yeah, you vocal about it. The thing that made me chill out a little bit on it is when I started working more around these people. Because I'm from Flint. That's how I was born. Okay. So people didn't really know about Flint until the water thing happened. It's been bad. It's been terrible. Horrible conditions. And then I moved from Flint to Ben Harbor, which is the same. That's like moving from Compton to Inglewood. So
one hood to the next.
Terrible conditions. So to some people, this is their livelihood. So a person like Day Day, even though he's going this is how he finally got out of not being in that condition. So the way that I see it is, you got 2 ears. The people that's recording the music got 2 ears. The fans got 2 ears. You know damn well that you're not fucking with somebody like me or somebody that's really good. So get your money and then merge into something else. Okay. If you stay here, that's what's gonna piss me off because you know that you don't belong here. This was just your come up. So, that's the way. That's my take on it. Other business endeavors.
But so if you think about it, from where you came from, and the city already, was going through stuff. Like you said, it's been like that. People just not finding out because of new stuff that happened that made national news. But do you feel like you already made it?
To them.
To you, like, do you feel in your heart, like, you know what? Because where I came from and where I am right now, I've made it.
It's different levels to making it. But my mind is infinite. I'm not going to feel like I made it until I beat Drake. Okay. Like, to me, Drake is number 1 right now. Okay. So once I beat him, I made it. That's how I feel.
So you a fan of Drake is at the top?
Yeah, he's at the top.
He's at the top. Yeah. Okay. Nobody compared to him right now?
No.
Okay.
Drake is number 1.
Now, do you look at him